Hey, it's the 30. It is Thursday. Welcome to the 30. This is Patrick. Once again, I would like to thank you for joining us on this wonderful Thursday evening. If you're going to watch us live, you can find us on either Facebook or YouTube streaming live. And if you're watching this in replay, thank you for watching us. Today, we talk with another group of small business owners, entrepreneurs. This is what the 30 is all about, is highlighting small businesses and entrepreneurs, because the foundation of business is made up of small businesses and entrepreneurs who are taking a risk and for the betterment of themselves, their families, and the community. So let's get started. We have two great friends of mine that will be coming up shortly. Let's get this party started. Hey again, I welcome you to the 30. This is Patrick. The 30, of course, is brought to you by C-Ray's Thought Pops. When we think about bringing joy to individuals non-verbally, C-Ray's Thought Pops, they are the ones to go to. So I welcome you to the 30 once again. Today, we talk specifically small business as it relates to restaurants and the community. Have two great friends of mine, the Walkers. I am going to bring them on from Livie's restaurant right here in Rochester, New York. Thank you for watching. Do me a huge favor. Once you like the broadcast, as well as share it with some of your friends, and let them know that we are on every Thursday from 7:30 to 8. And if you are new to the broadcast, thank you. I also want to thank our longtime viewers. Feel free, if you have any comments or anything you want to say to us, just drop it in a comments field and I will make sure that we bring it up on the screen. So let's bring our guests in. Greetings.
Hello.
Good evening.
How are you guys?
Good.
Tired.
All right. Thank you for joining us. Let's introduce, I'll let you introduce yourselves to our great audience. So tell us who you are and what you represent.
Well, I'm Thalia. I'm Livie's wife. What do I represent? The Jamaican community. Pretty much, I'll let Liv do that. Go ahead, Liv.
Yeah. My name is actually Livingston Walker. I think I'm the face of Livie's Jamaican restaurant. Right? We try to bring a little of the home style dishes that we grew up on to our community here.
Piece of Jamaica to Rochester.
Yeah. So pretty much we operate a restaurant and grocery with the grocery part being a little gourmet stuff. If you want some of those special items we might have, but it's not a full grocery, but we operate a full restaurant, Jamaican cuisine only.
So Livie, how and I said Donna, tell you.
Patrick, maybe you should tell people that, most Jamaicans have two names. You know me as Donna, and feel free to call me Donna.
So I've known you for such a long time, and I've just known you as Donna, so I've called you Donna for years and years and years.
I'm giving you permission.
Thank you so much. It's easier. So how long have you guys been in business?
This is our 16th year. June will be 16 years.
Wow, 16 years in business, operating as a small business. And what started you? What made you decide to say, okay, we're going to start this restaurant? I know at one time you also had some groceries as well, right?
Yeah. Well, prior to the restaurant, I always view the community that we have a great need for that style of a restaurant in Rochester. When I migrated here, I always visit Toronto and New York City. And the places that I attend when I go there, I like the concept. And here in Rochester, there was none. So through the years, we kept it in mind that if we ever go off on our own from corporate work in factories, warehouse, wherever. You know, I would like to have a family restaurant. And almost 16 years ago, we got started.
Mhm.
Well, great. So someone is saying, "Oh my God, Jamaican on the stream." Yes. Hi, Sabrina. Thank you for joining us. So now, did you grow up as an entrepreneur, or is this something was this something new that came when you decide to just open up the restaurant?
For me, yes. From I was able to, maybe from the age of 9, I was balancing farm accounts for my dad. I come from a family that, you know, they run their own businesses.
And coffee
And in the coffee
industry.
in Jamaica.
Oh, nice.
So I had early teachings, and not just on the business side, but on the farm side also.
Good. And then, what about you, Donna? Did your family become from a family of entrepreneurs as well?
No. My dad was a fireman for 32 years. He made sure all of us went to high school. We lived in the city. And
Yeah, and I'm country boy.
he's a country boy. I've always joked around that, you know, there's a loophole in our marriage because I did not sign up to be a shopkeeper or a restaurant owner because that's just so foreign to me. But, you know, I can say I have no regrets.
And she does an excellent job on the customer service side of the business. That's her forte. I have no knowledge of what customer service
We
is.
try not to let him talk too much to the customers now.
So how are the roles broken down? So Donna, you take care of the customer service side.
And the paperwork and, you know, the books and so on. And he does the cooking.
Run errands, wash pots, and keep the place tidy.
Oh, nice. Well, okay. It's good in terms of having roles, right? It's a marriage.
Yeah.
And we don't cross each other. There's usually a fight when we do.
Yeah.
Okay.
He knows cooking. I know paperwork.
Okay. And it's working.
Yeah.
Now, on that side, you guys been married for 33 years, is it? 32, 33?
33 this year, yes.
33
July.
years.
Uh-huh.
Wow. Congratulations. That's a long time.
Yeah.
You know, it's more than half our lives, but it's working.
It's working. Now, Donna, you are not an intricate part in terms of day by day. I know you are there sometimes, but not all the time, right?
Yeah, I go there in the evenings. I help with the cleaning up and getting ready for the next day, sanitizing and all that stuff, sweeping, mopping, after I get there after work. And then on Saturdays, I'm there all day.
Okay.
It's her second job.
It's her second job. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Now, how have you adjusted with COVID? What are some of the things that you've done? Because I know all businesses have been impacted, especially small businesses. What have you done in terms of pivoting to combat what is going on with COVID?
Well, what we do was we made adjustments in our operations. We used to be 7 to 7, 7 day, Mondays through
Every day.
Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. before COVID, and 10 to 2 on Sundays. Once the shutdown started, we adjusted the hours and we go 9 to 5 and closed on Sundays.
26.
But we did 9 to 5 up until Labor Day, from February to Labor Day, and closed on Sundays. And then we had a few customers who were asking if we could change it a little more for the late people. So we're now permanently 9 to 6, Mondays through Saturdays, and closed on Sundays. Takeout only because of our limited area. In terms of the traffic, it is falling significantly, like a good 50%.
Oh, wow.
What we did was with the adjustment to the hours, we also look into our production, and we used to have our breakfast ready at a certain time and our lunch ready at a particular lunch and dinner at a particular time. What we did was breakfast ready at 9 and we moved lunch from 12 to 11. So what that did for us, that in the sense that when a customer come in for breakfast, you know, because of COVID, people were only coming out like once a day. You know, so we tried to have a large array of stuff so they could pick up breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So by bringing the lunch items closer to the breakfast, it helps sustain us through this period, and it's been working.
And the most important thing, as regards to, you know, protecting ourselves and the customers from COVID, we were ahead of the game because our setup is that we have this huge plexiglass area where we had, from the moment we're open, we 16 years now, we always had that because it was a way to protect the food and protect us and the customers. So we didn't have to put up any plexiglass and do all of this stuff. You know, what we had to do was just move the tables, set the 6 feet apart markers on the floor, and we were ready to go.
Well, good. And what's the response like from the customers in terms of your adjustment?
Oh, actually, the only thing they notice is the plexiglass right in front of the cashier when they bump their head. And they complain that we're not there when they get off work in the evening. But they understand, and they know that over the year we always try to build on safety. So by the time COVID appeared, we were already ready for it because we had stuff in place. We didn't have to really do anything more than telling the customers of the new hours and take out the few tables we had for seating. And
when they come in, we remind them, stay 6 feet apart. We're serving this person and somebody comes in, we point them to the area where they should stand and wait. So trying to keep us safe and keep them safe.
And they've been very happy and cooperative.
Yes.
Great. Now, I know during the course of the 16 years, you've probably seen the ups and the downs, the good and the bad, right? So let's share about that, because the title of today's broadcast is a story in perseverance. And for our small business, the last 16 years, a community-based business, that in itself is a miracle. That's tremendous, because you've gone through and now you are at COVID, which is another bump in the road. So let's talk about some of the things that you've gone through and how you've overcome those things.
Well, when we started, we were like a 50-50. Restaurant 50% of the business and the grocery 50%. But then the market, a lot more players got into the market on the grocery side, and we were not able to compete with them. So we had to reevaluate what we were doing, and we decided rather than having 50-50, we were going to change the game to a more sit-down or takeout restaurant and reduce the dependency for grocery. Some of the competition was too much on that side, and so we kind of moved to a more 75 dine-in or takeout and 25% on the grocery side. And you know, that has worked for us. That was one of the major stuff. I mean, when we started, the first year was rough. Year 3, we started looking at our nose, you know, and start smelling. You know, by year 5, I think it was year 5, we went into the economic depression.
Oh boy!
And you know, when we had the whole what you call it, the economy falling over the cliff, that kind of stuff that time. So we had to. Then it was difficult. You had to know how to borrow from Peter to pay Paul.
And we had 4 children
in college.
Oh, wow.
2 in college.
2 in college, and
You know, so we had the exactor right in there, and you know, but when you're in business and in business for yourself, it, as you know, is something
you have to be dedicated.
To. And for me, my family depend on that and my wife's other income. There was no letting up. It's just studying the marketplace and seeing how it would work, and being committed and finding a joy in what you're doing to go through the hard time, because all that is a test of your ability to endure in business, you know, because there's a little saying that not every day is planting is reaping. You plant every day and you hope and pray that it grows.
Sure.
We've been there. When year 8 came around and we were still in there, we're like, wow, everybody was saying you made it over the threshold. But it took a lot of sacrifice, especially
and support from family.
From the family, yeah.
Yes.
And we have a little community village of friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very strong.
Oh my goodness.
You know,
talk about a village. Yeah.
You know,
so some of the keys then is the village that supported you, family that supported you,
yes,
perseverance,
all the time,
being flexible,
flexibility,
yeah,
that is why you see,
right,
and dedication.
And most importantly, we don't work together every day. That's important.
That's why we take regular vacations.
Yeah.
So we don't. Is at the end of the day, I always remind her, we try to be strong and customer service, and that her and my sister.
Yeah, I work for a printing company. I for 30 years I've been there. I started off as customer service. Now I'm an account manager. But that's the base of what I do: customer service, customer satisfaction. So that helped me to bring that hat to Livie. So that's the hat I wear when I'm there.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
We have a third person who is very integral and instrumental. The voice of Livie, you'll always hear. You never hear my voice on a broadcast. Suzette, my sister.
That's Suzette, huh?
Yes, the one who said, Patrick, you want Patty today?
Right. Yeah, Suzette is when it comes to customer service. She's she's the best. Yeah, great.
And, you know,
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Livie.
Yeah, you know, we try to do the best because, you know, sometimes people kind of put all the Caribbean people in one basket and with the products and stuff. You know, when you're in business, you have to be dedicated and be true to the product you're offering. And we try to stand by that as best as we can. So as you know, when you come to Livie's, you will get the same old stuff you grew up with. Banana dumpling, yams, rice and peas, and a few jerk chicken, jerk pork, oxtail, and all this stuff.
Sorry, no cuckoo though. Sorry,
right.
Patrick.
We don't go gourmet because we're just trying to keep the traditional stuff that folks are looking and try to maintain that consistency. Yeah,
that's good. Yeah. Now, what about in terms of your dishes? What is the most popular dish that you have
on a given day? Because every day it's a different one.
It's different. Okay.
So you have to be ready. Our board said we have ackee, saltfish, callaloo, dumpling, banana, yams. But after maybe 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you might not get something that is on the board because it's based on availability.
Sure.
But our popular dishes, like right after Christmas, is usually ackee and saltfish. The vegetarian dishes go off the hook.
Yeah, because of the New Year's resolutions, right?
So
someone says here, Joy says jerk chicken is the most popular.
Yes. And oxtail. There's oxtail too. That's one of our popular. And wanted unsurprisingly is jerk pork. We can't keep it on the line.
Right.
Now you still make the chunks, Livie, for vegetarians and vegans?
And it's also, subject to availability because that product we have to draw out of my lovely family and connections in Florida.
My sister.
Yes,
she'll send it for us.
The kind that we love to use, we can only source it in Florida. So sometimes, it's not available.
Yeah.
But
Sabrina in Jersey says, "Oh man, you need to be in Jersey. Patty, jerk chicken, rice." And Sabrina's from Guyana.
It's a reason to visit Rochester,
And there's also other items like the breakfast things. We do various kinds of porridges in the morning. Cornmeal is the most popular. Corn on Saturdays. We have oatmeal with arrowroot, banana and plantains. and that stuff.
And we alternate liver one Saturday and then mackerel with coconut rundown the other Saturday. So try to mix it up. When you come to Livie's, the hardest thing for you to do is make up your mind.
There you go. There you go.
And
so
you can,
what's next? Where do you see the business going next?
Well, growth. There's always potential for growth when you want, when you're enjoying what you're doing and paying attention. Because right now, I'm looking to where when we get to a level, we can have people who can come in and master the operation from what we set up. Mm-hmm. That's where, in a nutshell, we're looking at growth in personnel and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. But in the meantime, I'm learning how to do this stuff, because right now I am not fully understanding what I'm doing. I'm still in the learning process.
After 16 years. All the time. After 16 years.
I know. So well, you know what he's doing, Patrick? He's actually writing down what he does.
Oh, like, good.
To make the dumplings and season the chicken. He's writing it down because God forbid something should happen to him. He's the one who cooks.
Right.
And God has been so good to us. Amen. From the crown of his head to the soles of his feet. God has blessed him so that he can stand there every day and do what he does.
Yeah, that's a blessing. That's a blessing. Yeah. So we certainly want to thank God for all the blessings that he's given us and given you.
Don't take it for granted.
That's right.
I also, when we mentioned family, my brother-in-law has been there with me from the start, Glendon. Since COVID, since February, is the first I am entering the building before him in the morning, because we adjust the coming in time. For each year of operation that we've been in business, he has awakened me like a good, I'll put it in numbers, say about 700 times. And I've only awakened him 3 times.
Yeah. So he's the one that gets up early and get you going.
And get going. He's always there,
Talk about consistent.
Yeah, and we try to do the same thing with the products we offer.
That's good. Sabrina again says, here's what you should do. Cookbook next. There you go. A customer is asking for a cookbook, and she's in Jersey, so she needs to be cooking just like you are.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see. Sometimes that would be a good thing for retirement.
Now, are you planning, as Donna said, are you planning in terms of legacy, your children to take over? Is that the next step that you're looking at for legacy?
Honestly, no.
No. Okay. Do they want to?
No, I don't know if they want to, and I don't want to ask them if they want to. What I'm doing is hopefully we can set it to where even you can come and do what I was doing, or do something that will make the legacy continue.
Sure.
Because sometimes when you you ordain somebody to take over, you don't know what might happen.
Yeah.
And then you have to go through that process again. What I'm doing is having what you call it now, my recipes and my the word I'm looking for is procedure manuals. So you can come off, apply for a job, and your policies and procedures are there. You look them over and see if that is what you're willing to do, and get started.
That's good. That's good. We have about
We
have about 5 minutes left to live. Yeah. What would be, if you were to give some advice to a young entrepreneur just wanting to start out their business, a restaurant business, what advice would you give them?
All right. You have to be willing to dedicate yourself to the joy that you want to put out there as a product. Understand? So whatever product you say, like you're going to open, whatever you're doing, and you're opening it up to the public, you have to be committed to it. And if you say you're going to open at 7 and close at 10, make sure you stay consistent with those things. Also, your product that you're offering, you need to stay consistent with it. Hence, I guess we achieve such success because only 2 of us are the main cook since start till now. And hence we will have policies and procedures to maintain that. You also have to have an ability to forecast. You have to think. Forecasting will always kick your butt, but you cannot leave it. You have to be able to manage. You have to be able to see things in a flash, like if it's a good idea or a bad idea. Do I want to do this or I don't? Okay. And you have to, the song is with you, not with your village around you. You have to teach them that song so whoever is in with you can understand it and know where you want to go. And then, you form that consistency. And in your product, you do not want it to taste, especially in the restaurant, one way today and another way tomorrow. Unfortunately, we're human beings, and I, for one, know a lot that sometimes I did great today and horrible tomorrow. But you try not to make that horrible keep you down. You try to go right back, because sometimes anybody in cooking might have a bad day. I try not to be judgmental of a cook. I'm using that.
And one more thing, you have to be able to stand behind your product. I know with the Jamaican community, everybody cook differently. And the way we do it, a customer might come in and say, I don't like the oxtails because so-and-so. This is the way we do it. And we encourage you to keep trying it. Or if you don't like it, do not get it and then complain, But we stand by our product because we know it comes from way down deep. Sure. And we've been consistent with it. So that's the advice I would give to anybody who's starting a business, to stay true and stand by your product.
And the last thing I want to say is, whoever you give thanks and praise to, after you do your forecasting, you continue to give thanks and praise.
Yeah.
And because you have to open, pray, and give thanks. You give thanks if it's one customer, and you give thanks if it's 100. And the bad times and the good time. And just stay consistent.
That's good. That's good words. Good things to live by. So commitment, consistency, ability to forecast. Let's see, stand by your product, be a visionary, and give thanks always.
Right? There you go.
All right. One thing that I didn't hear you say that I know that you do, because you're there early in the morning and then at night, is hard work.
You don't want to discourage people from going into the business.
But it's going to take hard work.
It takes a lot.
Think, okay, I got an idea. I'm going to wake up. I'm going to do it. And then in a week, I'm going to be successful.
No. And the next thing you have to do is act like you're working for corporate when you're working for yourself.
Yeah.
Take regular vacations. Do not forget to give it. As you notice, Livie is closed regular for vacation.
Right.
Christmas, summer, and any of those
2 weeks in July.
And
we do the Jazz Fest. And once we do the Jazz Fest, that's our vacation after it. And then our family fun day comes up in August. That's our way to give back to the community.
Yeah.
So we take breaks, but we also work hard.
And the family fun day is a huge operation behind a huge operation of Carry Fest the day before.
Yes.
And the family fun day, both things are offsite. So, it's a lot. But
now,
we have fun.
How many years have you done the family fun day?
6
years.
6 years. And the goal is to give back to the community. Those of your
that's our community day.
Okay. Great guys. I want to thank you so very much. You guys have been awesome. You know that I'm there for you as much as possible. We go back live for years and years.
I think 30 years.
30 years that we've been friends.
Wow. Yeah.
And don't forget, Patrick, you helped us reseal that commitment 25 when we got to that 25 years.
Tell anybody.
Thank you, Patrick.
No, that's fine. And that was great. It was a pleasure for us to be there to just renew your vows. 25 years. So now you're on to 33.
Yeah.
We're off the track now. We're not on the calendar no more.
So you're well on your way to 50 years.
Yes. We'll see where you are. See if you can do it for us then.
All right. Hopefully, prayerfully, but God's will, I'll be there.
Yes.
All right, guys. Thank you so very much. This has been great. I appreciate it. I pray for success, continued success in all that you do. and just continue doing the great things that you're doing for your family and the community. So until then, again, I want to thank you for joining us. Any last words?
Just thanks to the community, asking everybody to just stay as safe and be brotherly as best as you can. You know, it's trying times, but all this helps us to face tomorrow.
Yeah.
Great. All right, you have been watching some great friends of mine, Donna and Livie from Livie's Jamaican Restaurant in Rochester, New York. Again, I want to thank you for being here. Thank you guys for coming on, and we will chat with you soon, okay?
Thank you.
Sir.
Right. So you've been watching The 30 with some wonderful friends of mine. Livie and I have been friends now for 30 plus years. And they do a fantastic job here in Rochester with their food in terms of supplying the community. They also give back with their family fun day in August every year. So thank you guys. I want to thank you for watching The 30. Remember, we are here every Thursday. If you're watching live or in replay, thank you very much. Spread the word. And I want to, let's see, what do we have next week? Join us next week. We have another exciting guest. So make sure that you join us. Spread the word. Tell your friends that we are on the air every Thursday, streaming on Facebook as well as YouTube. So as we end, may God continue to bless you and your family. Be safe, wash your hands, social distance, and wear a mask. Peace.